because I got a video clip of him, and I'm gonna try to put it up. Basically, everything that he just said about to the sun and to the moon and all that, that's exactly what he's about. That's all he's about, is to worship the planet and worship the moon and the sun. So he's supposed to be put to death. And to all the host of heaven, and he brought out of the grove from the house of the Lord without Jerusalem unto the brook Kedron, and burned it at the brook Kedron, and stamped it small into powder, and cast the powder thereof upon the groves of the children of the people, of the graves of the children of the people.
See that?
Yeah.
So he killed them, took all of it, burnt it, and went to their grave site and sprinkled it over their shit, and said, "This what you died for."
Yep. And he break down the houses of the Sodomites that were by the house of the Lord, where the woman wove hangings for the grove. And he brought all the priests out of the cities of Judah, and defiled the high places where the priests had burned incense, from Geba to Beersheba, and break down the high places of the gates that were in the entering in of the gate of Joshua.
Yeah, he cleaned house. That's called clean house.
The governor of the city, which were on the man's left hand at the gate of the city.
Yeah, that's it. The clean house.
Yep.
2 Chronicles 28.
Yep.
It's 2 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 3. Moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burnt his children in the fire. After the abomination of the heathen, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. He sacrificed also and burnt incense in the high places, and on the hills, and under every green tree. Wherefore the Lord his power delivered him into the hand of the king of Syria. And they smote him and carried him away, a great multitude of them captives.
And that's why y'all in slavery today.
And brought them to Damascus. And he was also delivered unto the hand of the king of Israel, who smote him with a great slaughter.
Yeah, that's it. I was just showing how when we worship these other gods, we going. That's why we in slavery today. I want some relief. We'll stop doing Easter, motherfucker.
Right. They can't do it.
Verse 28.
Yep, 28 and 7.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 7. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit.
Right. So first king of Israel going after a familiar spirit, a woman who do witchcraft, basically, who talk to the dead.
Yep.
That I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit in Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on another raiment.
Right, because he wasn't supposed to be doing it from the beginning. Right after he killed all the witches or abandoned them, then he go back and mess with a familiar spirit.
And he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the women by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me a familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits.
Like the brother just said, Saul just got done killing all them people. Now when he comes to the woman disguised, she don't know that that's Saul. So when he say, look, let's go show you how much fear Benjamin put in people's heart about worshiping other gods, that when he even came to her and asked the question, she said, you know how he put people down for that? But that's him though.
And it says, and the woman said, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards, out of the land. Wherefore even layest thou a snare for my life, and caused me to die?
Right.
And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and the Most High is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by the prophets nor by dreams.
That's pretty much it. You can stop right there.
Yeah.
Just showing that Saul started
Dealing with the witchcraft.
witchcrafts.
Yeah, up there, that was it. Because I was just going to let him, since he got that far, I was going to let him go into the part of what's going to happen to him.
Oh.
But no, you can cut it. Because that was the point. We just using these as examples.
Deuteronomy 7:25-26. This is Acts 19:19.
Right. Because the apostles, after Yahushua died, they had to deal with a lot of witchcraft too.
Yep.
That the church don't want you to know about. They had to deal with a lot of witchcraft books. Like when I grew up, I never knew that witches actually had books that you actually read and do the potions and summon demons, and they actually need these books to do their magic. I had no idea of none of that world.
This is Acts 19:19. Many of them also which used curious acts brought their books together.
So that meaning when you look up that curious acts, that's magic, that's witchcraft. They brung their witchcraft books.
And burned them before all men. And they counted the price of them and found it 50,000 pieces of silver.
So yeah, that's how much, and that's how many books was out there of witchcraft, and how many people had that shit and was doing that shit. That's why when Yahushua gave the apostles the power to heal, they blew all them books out the water. That's why the people was bringing their books to burn them books. Because they actually met the band of the Lord, and they said, well, these books don't do us no good. And read the story yourself. Start from what, 18:1? Yeah, you start at 18:1. We just reading the points.
19:1.
Okay, 19:1. Acts 19:1.
This is verse 20. So mightily grew the word of the Most High.
See that? So mightily grew the word of the Most High. That's what I was just talking about.
And prevailed.
And it prevailed against all that witchcraft, like it is today.
That's right.
That's why Polite and them get knocked out the box.
Yep.
The elders finna finish them off with the spirit and power of Yahushua.
That's right.
And that's what that's what Ricard was telling him about. That power finna finish him off. He messed with the wrong group. And Ricard started laughing. Because he have already witnessed this happen time after time after time.
Verse 21. After these things were ended, Paul proposed in the spirit, when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia, to go to Jerusalem, saying, after I have been there, I must also see Rome.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
It was just showing how Paul and them took care of that. The word grew. He said, okay, my job is done. It's time to move around. We got them people to get rid of that witchcraft.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 25.
And that's what we're doing today by opening up and doing these lessons and breaking down these demonic pagan holidays to you people.
The graven images of their gods shall you burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them.
Yep,
Law.
right.
Go ahead.
Because once you get into
You Latin tribes. This for y'all.
Yep. If you kept on reading down in that Acts 19, they told you it was a guy named Demetrius who was a maker of the silver and gold that he was putting on Diana.
Go back to it and read it real quick. Just jump to it, and then, hey, Rod, you come right back in with yours.
Okay.
This is Acts 19:24. For a certain man named Demetrius,
Because we don't want you to be making stuff up.
Right. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain into the craftsman.
Yep. So he used to make all them little trinkets that you wear around your neck today. The rosary beads or the
Crosses.
or the
Yep,
necklaces with the cuff links and the ankle bracelets and all
Right.
them.
The Jesus pieces.
Right, Jesus. Pieces
Or the forearm bands and the arm bands.
With Diana.
Yeah. Or the earrings. It says, verse 25 in Deuteronomy 7:25, the graven images of their gods shall you burn with fire.
Meaning we don't supposed to accept that shit or buy that shit or purchase that shit. Like this shit over here. This football shit. See that? This is a form of idolatry. But we don't worship that shit. That's nothing but my son just said, I did it.
Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them,
All right.
That's what Demetrius was making.
nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Lord thy power. Nevertheless, shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house,
See that? That's why I use that as an example.
lest thou be a cursed thing like it.
Like bringing up the damn the Cesare Borgia pictures. That's
Yeah, putting them all in your house.
All in your
That's
house.
bringing a cursed thing
Like
into your
bringing a
crib.
cursed
Why you think we clean house when we find the truth?
right.
Go around like, okay, let me get rid of shit off my shirt. You looking for any symbol, anything.
Yep.
Like me, for instance, I had that African statue that Marissa gave me behind this TV. But this TV was right there in front of that. So I didn't know. And I kept feeling something was here. Something was here. Man, I must have looked back there one day. Always getting them speakers from back there. Got it. I said, I got it.
They push off a wicked vibration, man.
I knew it.
But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it,
Right.
for it is a cursed thing.
Yeah, get rid of it, man.
Yep. Like I told this woman, get rid of that Egypt. Remember the lady drive the bus? She lost her job, everything.
Yeah,
Oh, well. I told her, girl, twice.
Panya.
She refused to.
Panya.
She took it down, put it in her garage. Next time she seen me, asked me again about it. And I told her the same thing. And I told her that she was going to do this.
Right.
And she attached to it. And she like, no, she not. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. But her daughter totally against it. Why she put it back up anyway? Lost her job and everything after that.
Panya, loud mouth.
Yeah, I know.
That's it? Yep. Okay, this is Romans 1 and 15, Galatians 5 and 19 and 21. Romans 1 and 15. So as much as in me is, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Yahushua, for the power of the Most High unto salvation to every one that believeth, the Jew first, also to the Greek. It says, verse 17, for therein is the righteousness of the Most High revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them. For the Most High has shewed it unto them.
Right. And that's why it's our responsibility to bring this truth out. But we ain't hiding it. We ain't shumming it. None of that.
It says,
And we don't participate in none of those acts that goes on around here with these holidays.
Yeah, that's right.
verse 20, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the whole world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and the Most High head, so that they are without excuse.
See that? You ain't out. See, everything is manifest. Because you know how you always want to get that, I ain't know.
Yep.
Yes, the fuck you did.
Everybody.
See, that's why he got everything coming out. That's why I reading earlier that he shall make their tongues wag upon they self. Because you going to know this. You going to know that you was going against him. Yes, you did know. That's it, right?
No,
There's some more?
verses. Because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High.
Right, because motherfuckers will say, you know what? We do believe what y'all saying is true, and you know, God, Christ is black and so forth and stuff. But you know, I'm just gonna do, you know, my little thing. You know, if he want me to know something happen, okay.
Exactly.
That's all they say. Neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations.
See that?
It
It then become thankful to them to know, okay, damn, y'all did show me he black out the Bible.
Right.
Why you supposed to got thankful for that? Like I know I did. I was like, what? Darker than me? Me, my black ass. Oh shit, hold on.
Because they don't take that as a
They wasn't thankful.
yeah, exactly.
They weren't thankful.
because their vain imagination is he can be any color. Why would
Exactly.
it matter?
Right.
Because you breaking down they thought patterns of what they believe their whole life. So
Right.
they get aggravated when you tell
And
them.
they can't imagine no kingdom. Because their imaginations is in this world.
Yeah.
And their foolish heart was darkened.
And their foolish mind was darkened.
Lord,
They don't have no idea on chariots and rulership, and because they ain't get all that.
the Lord tracked them in their own vain imagination.
Yep. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
Right? See that? They walk around this motherfucker doing all these Halloweens from people who make 6-7 figures. They professing they wise, but they fools because they finna die doing all that, and it ain't even worth it. It ain't worth it watching your daughters get raped and your young kids and so forth, and you getting your head chopped off. That wasn't worth Halloween.
And changed the glory of the uncorruptible power unto an image made like to a corruptible man.
Yeah.
And to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things.
Right, and that's the northern kings. The Latin tribes get into that. They bust God down into like a man with emotions. Who? Why would he want to kill people and do this and be racist and all that? They trying to normalize him to them.
Right.
And
They justify it with he in our image, made in our image.
and then they try to bust him.
Well, you just created him into what he just said.
Right. This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 19.
Take the 20.
That's it. Okay. It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, and lasciviousness.
Yep. Wickedness. That's all manifested in this world we're reading out today.
Idolatry.
Okay.
Idolatry, fornication.
Alright, just read the scripture back over.
This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness,
Just get louder than them in the back.
idolatry, witchcraft, hatred,
Yep.
variance.
All this is being manifested and through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai for us bring it out to the forefront. Because all of this shit was basically good. It was looked at as ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Now it's being manifest that it is something wrong with it because we can go and open the scriptures saying there's something wrong with it.
And even all the worships of the other deities, that's the works of the flesh that's being manifest. Because people create these gods and bust God down to a man with emotions or to an animal spirit or something like that, to sow to their own fleshly needs.
Right.
Like they think, well, I have emotions, my God has to have emotions. I think this way, so my God has to think this way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we get into it with so many people.
Right.
God wouldn't say that. God wouldn't do this. God wouldn't.
Because you
wouldn't
don't
do
fix
that.
yourself.
Exactly.
And that's why, going back to that, Egyptology niggas and polite or whatever, they say they're their own gods because they feel that God should be like them or God should feel the way they feel. That's why they say that they're own gods. So they won't have to deal with something that's totally different from their understanding.
Right.
When it says wrath, strife, seditions, and heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past. And when he told us in time past, that was when Christ was walking earth and back in the time of Moses and the prophets.
Yeah, he told you in
All
Moses'
throughout
time.
the whole Bible he told you. All throughout history, a time of man, we've been being told this.
And we actually was reading it. We read Deuteronomy. We read Leviticus.
And it says that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
That's just plain.
Yeah.
So that's 2/3 of Israel.
That's another one of your devices, your traps, your stumbling block.
Right.
Yeah. That was it.
That's it? Okay. Deuteronomy 13:1. This is Isaiah 8:19. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits.
All right. Hey, cuz, you want to do Halloween this year?
Yep. And you want to go to the booth to the tarot card reader?
Yeah.
Let's call the hotline.
Yeah.
Want to go to a Christmas party?
Yeah. That's what they say to you, too.
There's going to be bitches at the party, cuz. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah. That's exactly. They'll use anything to prepare you there,
Yep.
but it's to get you there.
Seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep, and that mutter. Should not a people seek unto their power, for the living to the dead, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Right. So I'm gonna ask you when you say, "Come do Halloween," I'm gonna say, "Show it to me out the Bible," because it ain't in there.
Kind of,
Show me Christmas then. It ain't in there. Show me Easter. No, that word was put there. That ain't in there.
right. It ain't in there.
Deuteronomy.
Kind of 13:1.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 1. It says, "If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign of a wonder, and the sign of the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them." Which this is nothing but a deceiver.
Yeah.
Thou
They
shalt
can do a couple of tricks.
Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams.
Yep.
For the Lord your power proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord your power with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after the Lord your power, and fear him, and keep his commandments,
Yeah. So don't do that shit.
and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him, and cleave unto him. And that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams, shall be put to death.
See that? So you teaching motherfuckers to do these holidays and shit, you getting yourself lined up to get put to death. That's why we getting our names off them death lists. We trying to exempt ourselves.
It says, shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to turn you away from the Lord your power,
Yep, that's exactly what they'll do.
which brought you out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy power commanded thee to walk in.
Huh? That's why they got that nigga Obama, which you gonna see at the end of this lesson, out there doing that holiday shit. And you niggas think that shit cool, seeing the first black president sit there, open up the door, and give out gifts like what you do at your home. And I'm talking to you so-called black conscious, you black boule, you black elite, you black carcasses,
Right.
you NAACP high class black people I'm talking to. Y'all was the ones that like to see what you gonna see at the end of this lesson.
Right. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. Halloween was set up hundreds of years ago. We still ain't ignorant of that was Satan's device.
Right.
Why do you think we breaking it down today?
This is 1 Corinthians 13:1. Though I speak with the tongue of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tickling cymbal.
No, I put 13 and 1.
Cymbal. Kind of, yeah.
No, it's probably be 13 and 11.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child.
Right. I didn't know what Halloween was. Y'all heard me speaking on that earlier. I thought Halloween was something fun, candy, friends, having fun, show how participation of the community, neighborhood, get to go to other people's neighborhoods and so forth, knock on their door, and just like this whole community thing.
I understood as a child.
Yeah.
I thought as a child. But when I became a man,
Like you see us today.
I put away childish things.
Right. So we got rid of that Halloween. We investigated, found out what it was about, and said, nope, not in our household.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 16. Lest ye corrupt yourselves, and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
Right, so don't dress your stupid ass up in none of them costumes talking about my hero. I'm finna be Beyonce this year. That's my girl. That's my idol. I'm finna be Incredible Hulk. That's my guy. If I can be anybody in the world, that's who I would want to be.
Yeah.
And that's who they dress up as.
Like a couple years ago, when we first getting in, they had that Facebook. They had people pick out their characters and shit, their favorite characters, and everybody picked out their characters and shit, as far as different cartoon characters and stuff. That was actually witchcraft magic that people put them in that spirit again. And then come to find out that it was actually a pedophile who told people to do it, as if luring younger kids to talk to him and this and that.
I bet you he said this so goddamn everybody young now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you old, I know he probably cursed a couple of old bitches out. Like you old, wrinkled up. But I can't say all that on this thing.
Right.
That just show you though how they can that these people are children.
Yeah, the mind. That's what that last scripture was saying.
This is
I got one more.
Slacky, my bad.
It says, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and whom thou seest the sun, and the moon, and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldst be driven to worship them, and serve them, which thou, Lord, thy power hath provided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
This is Revelation 22:11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still.
Right. So if a nigga want to do that Halloween, Easter, Thanksgiving shit, then nigga go fuck yourself. I did my lesson.
And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
Right. Meaning if a nigga, I know the nigga ain't right or a bitch ain't right, and they want to do those things, and they kids want to do it, nappy heads, go ahead.
And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still.
Right. So let me and us stay away from that.
And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Right. Meaning don't try to draw the two together.
So that was the last scripture on that.
Okay. I had one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah. I gotta get it real quick. I was just reading through it. That's this on there. Got any last video? No. I got it.
You killed it.
I was reading today. God damn it. Why I'm reading shit out the motherfucker today? Okay. This Isaiah 30 and shit. No, I'm gonna cancel it. That's okay. Because the one I wanted, it don't say exactly what I had. So now, okay, that's it. You think we had something?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, because when I had it said they shall not stay in common anymore.
This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 16. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door, chapter 9, verse 15, 8, verse 15. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and brought at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east, and they worship the sun toward the east. And that's what you people are doing when you turn and worship these other holidays. You turn your back towards, the Lord, your power. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which were commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore will I also deal in my fury. Mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in mine ears with a loud voice, yet I will not hear them. Basically, the Lord is going to put all you people to death for worshiping these abominations. And those of you, and you don't have an excuse to say you don't know, because we putting a lesson up on YouTube right now. You can see this in any country, any time of the day, any time of the night. So you can't say that you don't know. The Lord, when that day comes, the Lord is going to put you to death by whatever device that you love in this world.
That's it?
Yeah, that was all I had.
Okay, well, with that, say, call halal, Yahweh Shemel Shai,
Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai,
Mawath,
Mawaf,
La,
La,
Baba,
Baba,
Mawaf,
Mawaf,
La,
La,
Baba,
Baba,
Babkusha,
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 Tawara.
Tawada.
Amen.
Once a year, the White House is transformed into the Little House of Horrors as the Obamas celebrate Halloween. But the president was more like Santa Claus as he and the First Lady handed out generous amounts of sweets to the trick-or-treating children. They included White House M&Ms, jelly beans, cookies and dried fruit. Not sure that last one is really a treat though. And queuing up to receive them were Power Rangers, witches, pirates, even several Harry Potters and Supermen. The children and their families spoke briefly to the Obamas as they were ushered through, many parents trying desperately to snap pictures. Some of the little ones were slightly confused by the process, wandering off without their treat, but Mrs. O made sure no one missed out. In total, more than 5,000 people visited the White House for Halloween this year.